So I'm in this kind of like interesting energy at the moment that I wanted to address. So last autumn, last September, after spending like, let's see, a year and a half, about a year actually, on this one account, doing sort of like spiritual awakening, twin flame, like performance art, poetry, spiritual download, channeling, like embodiment exercises, and I had 500 followers at this point, but I felt like I was suffocating with these 500 followers, and I also just felt, at the same time, felt like I wasn't getting enough of the kind of attention that I really wanted. And I just felt so what did I do? I don't think I started like really lashing out at this point, but right around September is I removed everyone. I removed all of my followers, and I posted some videos of me like kind of like having like a breakdown, because it wasn't totally like just a vapid like attention whore thing. It was kind of the realization that like the more that I move into this specific kind of energy, the more I could just feel people like not getting it. People who at this point I still had attachments to, whether they, mostly because they were old friends, and even if like well, some people I like really never had taken seriously for a while, but some people were just, I was kind of hoping that I would have received more of like a positive response, I guess. I don't really know what I was hoping, but I wasn't feeling seen. I think I was wanting like my expression to sort of build me like a new type of community. But what ended up having to happen first was sort of this like purging process, and a lot of the people that I was attracting initially, new people, had sort of a similar like tinge of codependency, and so I removed everyone in September, and then I stopped posting for 4 months until January of this year, January 2024. And now I've been posting again. It is now August. I have been posting for the last 8 months, and I have 300 followers at this point, and started feeling exactly the same way. So it was kind of like it's kind of like I've been going through a second round of bridge burning, because I've had the similar suffocating feeling, a little bit less of feeling like I'm not, like I don't have the type of support around me that I would like, because I just feel a lot more like committed and sort of like diehard to my own vision, and like at this point I don't really know what kind of support would make me feel good, because I think there's a really large part of me that genuinely and truly wants to be alone, and like almost doesn't want anyone to understand it, because like you would have to understand it on like such a level that I actually feel like is not possible unless you are me, or or really unless you're me. So that's something I think I've always battled, is like really, really wanting to be seen and like having this like really like large, big performer energy and personality. But then when I do garner attention, feeling like I hate this, like I really hate you guys don't get it, and like you need to leave me the fuck alone. And so I've basically, a lot of like kind of like people who have really been like orbiting me for the last, like since I started this, have even actually like been ejected from my energy in the last few months, because just the way that I've been acting and the way that I've been expressing has sort of been like with that intention and with that design. And so now I'm in this place where I really feel like I'm just talking to myself, because my engagement is almost like non-existent. It's gone like very much down, and I don't really, I think that like what I do is so many things at once, and like I said, you really probably like wouldn't understand it unless it's me, and sometimes I'm not even sure if I understand what I'm doing. But I came up, the energy I wanted to bring was to this video right now, is that like I've found that even just talking out loud, and if I'm really honest with myself, that was just talking out loud to myself. This entire project and exercise with myself was with the intention of changing me. It wasn't with the intention of like fame or notoriety, you know. Maybe I wanted like connection and like new kind of connection, and to be like appreciated for what I was doing, and I do feel like I've gotten that on some level, but like the appreciation that I have gotten, it like doesn't, I like don't care, like I don't care. I'm kind of just like, when people tell me like positive things, it's like it boosts my ego, but then I literally just want those people to like get away from me, because like I don't like them. So what I've realized is that the power of talking to myself, just talking out loud to myself, even if like no one's watching, that is where the energetic process that I'm after is. That's where it is. And whether I have like an audience listening to me say these things or not, it doesn't matter. Sometimes I actually think it's like worse when I do, because then I end up just wanting to lash out and like get rid of people. But when I'm just talking to myself, like I am here with this very, very small YouTube audience, with my very, very small Instagram audience, with even if like no one's here, like even if I didn't post this video, actually I do think that something about posting it like is like almost like a, like sends it out into the world. I do think that's like important, like even just the act of doing it for the sake of like then saving that video to my own archive, because it's just about me. It's like this world that I'm building, and the world that I'm building is me. It's like I'm laying bricks of my personality, and like more and more giving myself permission and room, and learning about who I am as I do it, all while trying to maintain a very strict purity around what I'm doing. There's this quote that I see sometimes. It's like, don't tell people things, people ruin things. Like, you know, move in silence. And I see all this and I'm like, that's just so not me. Like I have to like yell everything from the rooftops. But it kind of is me. And like I actually really get that, because like when you like let like random people into what you're doing, most of them don't have respect for what you're doing, and the reason they're so fixated on what you're doing is because they don't have anything of their own to focus on that feels like that theirs, and so they're like coming in to like leech off of you. And most of the time these people don't have the kind of reverence and ability to see you in the way that like everyone would like, in the way that we want. Like the reason we put ourselves out there like that is looking for that kind of love, but most people can't give it, and we end up just being like these like Christ figures who are like iconic and yet objectified and largely misunderstood and misinterpreted. And I have a hard time, like I'm comfortable. I want to say that I'm comfortable at this point being misunderstood, and yet I still feel like I just want people to like get away from me. You know what I mean? It's like I don't even like want to give people the opportunity. Like it doesn't affect like my identity anymore. I can like stand in front of someone who's like drastically misunderstanding me and like, you know, even like yelling obscenities at me, and it's just like at this point it would be like enjoyable, and it doesn't cause any kind of like inner collapsing of my self anymore. And yet I would still feel the need to be like, I'm like not gonna give you this opportunity, like you need to go fuck yourself, and you need to like skedaddle and like go find some shit to do, because it's actually not productive. Like there's like a moment of productivity where there's like a transmutation process where when you lash out at someone, then you kind of like evolve from that place. Like I've lashed out at people. I've lashed out at like public figures. I've like said my shit in someone's comments with the knowledge that I'm like, I'm gonna say this and it's gonna start some shit, and like I'm gonna learn something from it, and like I'm gonna grow, and like because I want like the response, like I want the backlash. So I get that, but at the same time I feel the need to just be like, I just like want people to get away from me, because it all feels like objectification. Like even if you like understand and you like see the vision more than maybe other people do, I still don't want to give it to you. Like I still don't want you to have it, because like I know what it's like to be objectified by people who claim to love you, and to be objectified by people who observably hate you, because they're the same thing. It's both like fake light, fake energy, you know. Someone can be calling you a princess, someone can be calling you, you know, like blowing smoke up your ass because they want to steal from you. Something I've experienced a lot in my life. So I think I'm just like kind of entering into this era where I really just like want to be by myself, like alone in a room. And I really, there really is so much power in that at this point for me. Like there's still a very powerful alchemical process that happens when I am just making videos for no one and I'm talking to no one. Because like, who gets it more than me? No one gets it more than me. There might be like one other person that gets it as much as me, and there might be like a very small handful of other people who I would probably like marry and die with, who get it like almost as much as me, but they're not here. and I don't want to focus on them. I don't want to focus on really anyone but me right now. Just need to be with me and the trees and like school and class and like, yeah, that's kind of all I wanted to say.